Yeah, Sunday, yeah. Hey, I'm back in my bag, I know they missing me. Ay, you know I go hard until they finish me. Ay, I wake up and grind, they try to limit me. Highway to heaven, you know we run high intensity. That's right. I'm back in my bag, I know they missing me. Ay, you know I go hard until they finish me. Ay, I wake up and grind, they try to limit me. Highway to heaven, you know we run high intensity. Sundays with Justin, Mondays we hustling, Tuesdays still training, by Wednesday it's draining, shot wet like it's raining. It's not though, try to knock me off my pivot, I'm straight to the block though. I can't do no pump fake, still watch out for the block though. I'm not your average player, I'm all-star status. Give all y'all answers, not no ball hog, bastard jump shot, look synthetic, but it's all natural. Body full of ice like I got back from.
What's up, y'all? It's Coach Justin. We're here again at the Sit Down Podcast. We have two very, very special guests. My guys, man, childhood friends. How y'all doing?
Good, man.
We got my dog Gmaly in the building. What's up, brother?
Man, everything good, bro. Good to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming down. And my dog Bryce, man. What's up,
Yes,
brother?
sir. What's up, my boy? Thank you for having us.
No problem, man. Thanks for pulling up, man. So let's first of all, how you guys doing, man?
Good.
Everything good?
Yeah. Good. Can't complain.
That's good, man.
Same here, man. Just trying to build and, get better every day, really.
Right. The way of the world is so crazy right now. So much going on. So I figured we just start with that, asking how y'all was doing.
Sure.
So let's go back. Who wants to go first? G, you older, so let's start with you. So let's go back from when you just young G, born and raised, where you from, and let's talk about your life story growing up.
Man, as far as I can go back, I was born in Hayward, California. My mom and dad, they went to Hayward High. You feel me? They met there, and then I was born in the 90s, so I remember being probably like 1 or 2 in Hayward for like a very brief time. But from when I can remember, we moved to Oakland, probably like around when I was 4 or 5 maybe. You hear me? And then his mom, bought a house in Oakland on High Street. So from Hayward, we just went straight there. And I remember my first. She instantly threw us in school, She put me in St. Pascal's with Bryce, Started there.
I didn't know y'all went to St. Pascal's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to St. Pascal's.
A year and a half, I think. 2 years.
And then, that was the first Oakland introduction for me.
What's the age difference?
2 years.
2 years, yeah. So he born in 1990, I'm born in 92.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
And then, so obviously y'all got a similar story. Grew up same household, right?
Yep,
same
exactly.
household.
For the most part, yeah.
Were y'all hella close growing up?
Yeah, we was raised like brothers.
Yeah, exactly. TT said all the time, like y'all cousins, but raised like brothers.
For sure.
So,
and it was dope because I was like the only child for the first 11 years, and so before my mom had my brother, and so they were my brothers. They would come to the house. They lived with us for for a lot of years, so they were like my brothers that I didn't have at the time. So she was dope.
So you're your mom's only biological?
No, she had my brother now. He's 18.
Oh, okay.
But
okay,
I was the only child for the first
that's
11
what you
years
said.
before she had him. My boy Zaire.
Okay.
My brother Zaire.
So what? Obviously moving to the Maxwell Park district. That's around the time we all met each other.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How I know years ago, bro. How? When did the hoop shit come into play? What came first, hoop or music?
Basketball for
sure. Eastlake. I know. I had started at Eastlake. I was born 92, 98. So
Okay.
I was 6.
Okay.
I think we was I think we both went there at the same time. My mom's, I think, pops too, or signed us up.
I started at Eastlake too.
Yeah, that's what we know each other.
Yeah,
from.
right,
We was talking
right,
about
right,
that.
yeah,
A lot of people started there.
Yeah.
So that was it. Yeah, I think it was hoop. It was hooping started everything.
Did y'all just was basketball started off as like a go outside, get out my face type of thing, and it came into a passion, or did y'all have somebody instilling?
I thought it was a day camp we was going to. It was like we would just go to a summer camp, and then it turned into Coach Shorty. Yeah, you feel me? Was there, introduced him, and then it was just hella extracurricular activities to do in Oakland because it was to be outside in the hood or get signed up for this, and that's when we started playing hoop.
So nobody no pops or nobody had y'all in the hooping. It was just like a.
Yeah, I think my pops.
I'm asking, were you guys taking it serious at this point, or is it just whatever?
I remember. Yeah, I think he was taking it seriously. As serious as he could at that age. He was hooping. We ain't know no better.
And then at that age, all the boys was athletes, so we played baseball, basketball, football against each other outside. So I guess that competitive nature came from there.
So like he said, I think it was because I remember we had the summer camp side of it, and then we also Saturdays they had the little the hoop shit at Eastlake, and I remember us just being there just hooping.
Right.
So at that time, we took it out, taking it seriously.
And then, how soon does music come into play after that? How old did y'all start the music thing? Who started first?
Same time.
same-
Everything
yeah,
down there was same time.
'Cause y'all like brothers.
His mom
Yeah.
bought the karaoke machine, and from there, the very first song I remember we made downstairs, when we had the tape cassette,
Tape
we used to put
cassette.
the little tissue on the side so you could record over the old song, whatever's on there, and we was just catting off on the machine, and then it turned into the first Colorful IMAX came out. She
Before that,
bought
we
one
had
of
Cool
those.
Edit Pro. We had Cool
Yeah.
Edit Pro. We was
I don't
recording
even
on
know
for
what
it.
none of this stuff.
This is like, before
These are
Pro
like
Tools.
software?
Yeah,
Okay.
before Pro Tools.
Okay. Who taught you how to use that?
Ourselves, shit. We was like, it was crazy, bro, because so yeah, I think, and something he didn't mention that's vital too. His pops, uncle, rest in
Yeah.
peace, Gina. He was in the Bay Area music scene. Like he was
Oh,
with
yeah, for
Spice
sure.
One. He was doing his thing. 187 Fact had his own group, so they was moving before he was even born. And I think when we was born, we was just by nature, that was just in our DNA. So he would take us. It was time we went to video shoots. Shit, I was young, probably like had no business going to, but shit, that put that bug in our ear. So that was
That's
shit was just kind of. By the time we started doing it, I felt like we was doing it professionally.
Yeah.
He said karaoke machine, fucking take the tape recorders. Me and him really downstairs just writing our raps. Like whatever we was saying, but it was like we took it seriously.
Yeah, that's
and everybody knew that. So we had that downstairs in
Before
my house.
social media,
Before all of that.
all that.
I remember being young and y'all rapping. That's what
That's,
I'm
that's what I'm
asking.
saying. Yeah, that's dope, man. So I think professionally, I know when we first got in the studio, I was 11. Uncle put me in there for my 11th birthday. Maly was with me too. And recorded my first song. But Maly before that was already going to studio and shit, paying for studio time. So I kind of followed his lead.
So how old were you when you started paying for studio time and stuff like that?
I remember Pops used to give us $5 a day, so I used to keep my $5 for the whole week. I eat free lunch, and then by the end of the week, I know I had $25. Boom, I buy 1 hour a week with that 25 and just record like 2 songs in an hour, have it written, so you can, as soon as you get there, you hurry up and knock it out. It was in Hayward called 17 Hertz.
Yep.
I remember that studio.
Yeah, we was in a group with me and my boy Rye, you feel me?
Rest in
And
peace, Rye.
from Castro Valley High. So boom. He called me like we about to start a record label. He's writing it on paper, drawing logos. It was crazy.
I think Ryan was ahead of his time, man.
He
I used
was
to
sure,
always-
bro.
I used
He
to
was
always
for
say
sure
that.
ahead of his time.
Because obviously him and Poopy was real
Man.
tight. Yeah. So I used to
Yeah.
always say
Boy.
how ahead of his time.
Ryan was
Wow.
trying to do
Damn,
what
that's
Empire
crazy,
doing.
bro.
Right? What Empire doing? Ryan was like, bro, what's we gonna do? We're gonna start a label. We're gonna put
Think about
everybody in the
this
bay
though.
on it.
Low key,
I'm
even
like,
his
what?
look, bro.
Yeah, he was saucy. He
Even
had,
his
he had
look,
vape on.
you see what I'm saying?
Before then.
Even his, if you think about the way Rye carried himself, like I could see Rye like a Triple X type dude.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like
Like,
cult following type shit.
You see what I'm saying?
He
Just
was
because
big,
he
bro.
had that
Yeah,
aura.
right,
if you really
bro.
think about that, and I ain't even mean to bring that up like that.
He started
but
hella. He started our group called the Manny Boys. Me, him, Tom. It was a group of us. We started the Manny Boys. Then he was like, "Bro, we gotta rebrand ourselves." I'm like, "What's rebranding?" He like, "Bro, we gotta come with a different name." Then we started off as the Originals. He swapped it to that. He like, "Bro, we gotta do a photo shoot, a cover."
He used to do a lot of the
Hella
producing
shit.
too, right?
All of that beats from everything, bro. So he really got me in on some
So
serious
okay,
shit.
so
He brought me in.
I know we kind of just sped by that, but I think
Yeah.
that's a vital point in the story,
Yeah.
right? So, how do you and Rye meet? Like, how old are you around the time you and Rye meet?
13.
13.
Yeah.
So at this point, you
He the
pretty
first person I met out of Oakland. Once I moved out of Oakland, then I met Rye in Castro Valley High because I went to Castro Valley High for my
Gotcha.
freshman and sophomore year.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I told him I was from Oakland. He was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm from Oakland too, bro." And we both was at Castro. So I'm like, "All right, boom, we about to start something." We burnt CDs. We burnt like 100 CDs. You feel me? I called Bizzle, you and Dane, you had the
Yeah,
dream
see,
team
Dane,
going.
yeah,
I remember that.
The
that's
Mario.
crazy.
I'm like, all right, we about to really run it.
That's what I'm saying. I remember this, being this young.
Yeah, we had
bro.
little group. We had little groups. Everybody. It was like only like 30 black people at Castro, so we all was in groups. There, we used to pass the CDs to them. They used to pass it to their partners. They'd be like, Ryan and Maly rapping, and then shit threw it on MySpace, and it just took off from there.
That's dope.
And
bro.
this pre-cell phone, we had sidekicks. It wasn't
Right.
none of this. So it's crazy to see that that we still doing the same shit
Right.
off what he started, helped me out with.
Damn.
That's dope. So was Rye rapping when y'all met?
Definitely.
So both y'all just was rapping already and then kind of met.
Yeah, he used to come to my dad's house. My pops put the studio in the living room. He was like, "Rod could come over, spend the night." You feel me? We used to be up 3, 4 in the morning. We did the She Can't See, Time Out, My Life with Go Dave.
Do the
It's
Pelican,
hella
do the Pelican.
songs. It's so
Every
many
once in a
songs.
while, you can still find the My Life online.
Yeah,
I think
somewhere. Yeah,
I
you
think
just gotta kind of like
look
LimeWire
crazy.
or
Yeah, you gotta
one of
look
them little
crazy for it
sites. It's
online. Yeah,
somewhere
'cause
on
that
there.
shit
every
was
once
a
in a while,
hit,
I'll go
bro.
back and play that. Yeah, I used to love that.
Jinx,
song.
every time I see Jinx out here, he still bring it up like, bro, remember that one hit we had? I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, internet ain't never
That shit
heard
is
that.
crazy.
That's so crazy.
They hit ain't even on Apple Music. I tried to find that the other day. Ride or Die shit ain't even on Apple. I'm like,
it's on YouTube.
I would have had millions of streams right now.
It's on YouTube. A lot of it.
We was too ahead.
Ahead of time.
It's crazy, but we still here to talk. The ones who know.
That's a fact.
The streets know.
That's important too.
So, so the Maly Boys was first, right?
Yeah.
And it was just you and Rye? Or wasn't it?
It was me, Rye, Tone. At first, it wasn't even just rapper.
It was like a clique.
Yeah, just like a high school clique, you feel me?
Because wait, y'all even had merch at back then, right?
Yeah, we had merch, hoodies, all that.
What
CDs.
was it? True Society or something like that?
True Society. We started after that. A little bit after. That was like probably like 4 or 5 years after.
Okay.
You feel me?
But that's just showing how innovative y'all have always been, though. That's really crazy.
Started off like just how the Bay Area started, like on some Too Short E40 out the trunk. She like, we're gonna have to do it ourselves and sign ourselves and call our own, be our own CEOs. We just
was it ever any issues? Like, did you ever want to be in the Maly Boys and all that? Or
I was already a part of it because he was family. Like, he's my cousin. He's like, so they already. It
wasn't featured a lot too.
So he's still at the middle school. He was like, I think you was still at Montero.
Yeah,
he was still at Montero. So he wasn't really knowing what we was doing at Castro. He kind of seeing it on the internet like everybody else. I remember we came to your house with Do the Pelican, and it was you. Patrick,
I don't remember Do the Pelican.
That was the first one. That was the first one.
That was the very first.
That was the first one. And that shit was like a hit. Like in my school, so I'm going back to my middle school, and they already know about
this shit. I gotta find that one.
So that shit was like, but no, like to your point, it was always because, mind you, they either stayed with me or come to my house a lot. So it wasn't like I was out of the loop in a sense. I was in school and hooping and doing other shit, but like whenever I got the chance, I was with them. So I was kind of always felt a part of that shit.
That's dope. And then what was the name of you and the Mario group again?
The Dream Team.
Dream Team.
Yeah. So
and who else was in that group with y'all? Was it just y'all two?
Yeah, it was just us two.
Okay, it
was just us two. Okay. And I'm trying to think how the fuck me and DeMario met. I really don't.
Montero, maybe?
Yes, yeah,
his
exactly.
last year.
Yeah, Montero. He was a couple years older than me, but we linked up, got cool, and then started doing the music shit together. And then based off of him, like him going to 17 Hertz, it's like, all right, man, we about to go to 17 Hertz. We piece up and go to 17 Hertz. And so we just was kind of following in their footsteps and trying to, implement something that was unique and true to us. And that's how that shit kind of got started too. We did our first photo shoot right on the underpass on High Street.
That.
Like,
right by Wall Street.
I had the bows on and shit, like the forces, like we really. But again, like I feel like at that point, I know Maly was, and I felt the same way. Like we taking it professional. Like we was already thinking we were the top artists.
Yeah. But a lot. I'm glad you said that because a lot of people don't even know. Like that's damn near half the battle is the look of what you got going. If you having professional photo shoots, if you're having professional flyers being made as an artist, it makes it you look more established as opposed to something that's just like the presentation matters.
Yeah. That's everything, bro. We talk about that a lot.
Marketing. I didn't know I was even doing marketing. Exactly. I used to do people MySpace pages and cover arts and make shit make it look like people was already signed.
So you guys had no idea how big what you were doing at such a young age, because I can even tell how nonchalant y'all are about it.
We didn't.
I mean, it's easy to just pass it off when you walking in those shoes.
Right.
I didn't know.
For me now to have gone to school for marketing and kind of do it for a living and then look back on, because I didn't even realize what y'all was doing at the time, but now looking back and even talking about it, it's like, damn, that was some big shit that y'all were doing. Yeah. And again, this is 13, 14 years old. That's crazy.
So we didn't know. We was just doing what we was doing, man. It was fun.
Right. And hooping at the same time. It was crazy. Like,
yeah.
How much did the hooping and music kind of keep you guys out of trouble?
Music. I'll say basketball. I saved my life for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would be without basketball.
Hooping riding that structure and that just organization. Like that was saying for me, like starting from 6 and then going through every stage, middle school, high school, college, playing. It just gave me a level of like focus and discipline. And I still was able to. It was dope because I had a balance of best of both worlds. Like I did that shit, but I was also able to go out and kind of see what the world had to offer in Oakland, the streets of Oakland. So it was good. It gave us that balance, and we had shit that we looked forward to, whether people knew we hooped or we did music. So we kind of was able to stay out of a lot of trouble, I feel like.
For sure.
And on top of that, it builds. Obviously, our relationship is like family. We all grew up together. Yeah. And it's like we all, even if we don't talk every day.
It's always.
Even when we see each other out of town. I think me and you saw each other out of town a few times.
Yeah.
And playing against each other, it's always all love. Obviously, I ran into you and Dev being tight. Y'all playing together at Skyline.
Yeah.
So it was just, and then again, you and DeMario, then y'all and Poopy start making music. Like all those connections that we got separate, we always come back back together. So I just
Facts.
think, and then sports kind of plays a role in all of that.
Yeah, so that shit was a lot. I think that gave us, like I said, that structure, but it also gave us that toughness, that mental toughness too. to
That
kinda,
competitive edge.
That's what make Oakland so dope. Like, you feel me? Even when I see people pops, I be like, you feel me?
Exactly.
Like, I feel like that's really my uncle.
Exactly.
You can't tell me no different.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
and I feel like right now with the generations, and I don't mean to kind of take it off on a tangent, but the problem now with the youngsters, we don't have those OGs no more that are respected. Because, you know, like when I seen y'all pops, or when y'all seen my pops, or we seen anybody pops, Big Alim or Jared Cunningham, Jeff Cunningham, and them, whoever we seen, Big Mel, whoever, it was a respect thing. You know what I mean? They could cuss you out whether you never played for him or not. Like, I never played for Big Mel.
Yeah.
But he could talk to me like I did.
Facts.
You feel me? So I think that's a good so to go back kind of into y'all story, what do you think y'all work ethic now? Because I know you work hard as shit, and I always knew you to work hard as shit as well. Do you think that's kind of been like, it became a habit for you guys over the time? Just from us talking about, you know, early in your career at 12, 13, when nobody in our age group is taking it as serious.
Right.
But y'all like locked in. So do you think that kind of transcended into what it is now?
Hell yeah, I think so. Thinking about it now, like, yeah, I think just like I said, having some type of structure and some type of discipline, we just apply that same type of mentality to the music shit, and just make it about the art, you know. Like, obviously, like you said, we've been doing this for so long, so we're not gonna be out there in your face yelling like, "Oh, we do music," because we've been doing it.
Right. So
it's more so like when you see us and you get that opportunity to see us and hear us to see us on stage, you don't know, like, oh, they serious, like, we're not playing, because we took a lot of time and years into this shit.
Definitely.
So yeah, it helped a lot just growing up out here.
It go back to putting in that 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you know, like, damn, I gave this shit 10 years straight. That's when they finally start paying you back. But people who want to just look at it and get in it, they don't even know. Like, damn, like, they might want to just come in, make a hit song, get like 100 bands out of it and leave. But they not playing for the longevity in the game. You feel me? And I feel like we've been playing the longevity run
The whole time.
So it's gonna be cool when they finally pay back. You know what I'm saying?
I think, and it's funny you say that, because I feel like with podcasting becoming a new thing, I get people hitting me nonstop about, I want to start a podcast, I want to start a podcast, but they don't know. I mean, y'all seen me, what I was just having to go through. And like, this is yet to pay me back yet. You know, just being honest, I'm in the red as far as investment. But it's something that's passionate, you know, and it's my way of giving back. It's my way. It's my art. It's my art. You know what I mean? It's my way of just creating something that I love, coming up with shows and ideas that just make people want to tune in, but it can also be informative. Like, people watch this, they're gonna know, like, damn, these dudes been at it. Like, people that hoop with us probably don't even know your music story from way back then.
Hell nah, I'm sure. I mean? It's a handful of dudes though. Like the real ballers, they know.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a few that don't though.
For sure.
And I was gonna say, go ahead.
But I was saying, like, outlets like what you got going on is gonna have them tune back in, and you feel me, look it back up. So,
and that's what it's all
about.
Dope.
And I was gonna say too, to your point, like, in terms of not necessarily financially it paying off, in a sense that we've been doing this for almost 20 years and it ain't necessarily paid off for us too.
Right.
But the dope shit and what makes it all worth it is when you see people in person.
Exactly.
And like, bro, your shit. Like, I watched that interview with Coach Jus10. I watched that interview with that person. Like, they really have an emotional connection to that shit.
That makes the money not matter as
exactly.
much.
The money gonna come. The money's gonna come. Man. It's
right.
only a matter of time. But it's like those experiences and the love that we get in person from people that really, really tap in and support what we doing. That shit
couldn't have said it
more
better,
than anything.
Yeah, that's a fact. So let's go into high school. You went straight to Skyline, right?
Yeah, straight to Skyline from Montero.
And then you transferred in.
I transferred into Skyline my second year.
So you was a sophomore, I think.
Yeah.
So you played at Skyline your sophomore year, or that year you didn't play?
No, I didn't. 9th and 10th, I was
late,
in Castro. And then 11th and 12th, I went to Skyline.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, the last 2 years, I went to Skyline. So, so how that even came about, we was playing for the Rebels in middle school, 8th grade. I remember we were playing for Coach Steve. Mm-hmm. Then when we got back from the Vegas tournament, Pops had called us and was like, yeah, we moving to Castro Valley tomorrow. Y'all about to go to school out there. I'm like, wait, what? You feel me? So, boom, we went to Castro.
Y'all left Oakland and went to Castro?
Yeah, we left Oakland, went to Castro Valley, and I was up there playing my first couple of years. Who we had, I don't know if you even know, but we had Danny Teicher, he was a raw, Mike Papone. We had a couple ballers up that year. And I remember calling my auntie, and she was like, you got a choice to either come to Skyline with Bryce or go to Hercules with Tom, which is my big brother. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So I ended up choosing to go to Skyline with Bryce. I didn't even know I was gonna hoop up there though. I was just going just for school because we was moving. Pops got a divorce. You feel me? So we was gonna move from Castro, either back with Moms or back with Bryce. And I knew TT went to Howard University, and I knew everybody over there was, you feel me, highly educated. You know what I'm saying? More structured. And over here, if I would go to Mom's house, I could do whatever I want. And him have it. You know what I'm saying? It's like. That's how it was. So I chose to go at Beasley. And Beasley was going to Howard, so I'm like, that's the route I want to go. And he hurt his knee. One game, the first day I got to the schoolhouse, he hurt his knee that day. And I'm like, damn, Beasley, I'm at his game. He hurt his knee at half court. I'm like, damn, I'm finna hoop. I'm finna hop on that team somehow. And then I remember going to lunch, hooping in front of Coach Ransom. I was just balling, just dunking, just showing him like a hoop. He like, man, what's your name? I'm like, Greg Brown. He like, what school you come from? I'm like, I was just at Castro Valley, but my grades is barely over a 2.0. He was like, man, up here you got to get like a 2.33 to play. So I raised it up, hooped with Coach Ransom, and shit, that's where that started. And I hopped on the team with him, Neffy, and everybody else. So it was raw.
And then, so at this point, you kind of taking hoop a little more serious, right?
Yeah, because you got to remember, we came from Ontario. I know you went to Bret Hart, so we was giving you all that work. Like, we got some good medals, though.
You should not lie on camera.
Don't lie on the camera.
No, but our team.
Bret Hart was us.
Them battles used to be legendary,
Yeah,
bro.
for
If
real.
you think about it before you go into that, even the Oakland Rebels, Bulldogs, all those little games that we used to play, we used to be damn near selling out these high school gyms. In
Bret Hart
5th,
was
6th,
raw.
7th, 8th grade, bro. Middle school.
What year you was at Bret Hart?
I was there 05.
05,
So me,
okay.
Raheem, Big Steve.
Let's see how
Ken.
Raheem?
Yeah, me and him was same grade.
Okay.
So it's me, Neff, Neff,
Neff.
Lil Charles,
Oh, y'all
shout
had a
out
squad.
Charles.
Ken
the whole
Ransford,
fine.
Steve.
They all came to
We was stacked.
Skyline.
That nigga had a Kent. Okay.
I was one of the only ones who didn't go to Skyline. And then Ken went, but then he left, remember?
Yep, he left.
And
yeah,
I went to
he was
Amador.
there. Yeah, so I was so coming from Ontario, like we was the best on our. Y'all a couple years older than us, but for
1 year, because I think you dev age, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm a year older than you.
Okay, so
me and you same high school.
Yeah.
y'all was
Class
a year
of 08.
above us.
Oh,
well, no.
09.
I'm on 9. I did an extra year.
Okay, I'm on 9. I'm on 9.
Yeah, so I'm in 2010, so that makes sense. But yeah, so coming from Ontario, and we was the favorites in Ontario, so I had that experience playing there. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let's go. We go to Skyline, and I thought that I would have that same experience moving forward, but I ain't gonna lie, like with the fucking tryouts, the conditioning, bro. I was like, I don't think I'm playing basketball no more.
So when you got there, Ransom was already there.
He was already there, and he was
Yeah.
already on some shit. So I was like,
Yeah.
bro, this shit, I ain't think it was gonna be like this. I'm thinking we gonna go and hoop, play
Yeah.
basketball. He like, nah, conditioning, all running to the fire station,
Heel
running
circuits.
miles, heel circuits. I'm like, bro, I don't know if I could do this. That's exactly I remember vividly. Like, bro, I think I'm finna quit. I had homies who was trying to try out too. They never played basketball again after that conditioning. So I did that. I got through that. I'm like, all right, fuck it. We keep hooping. And then to his point, the first game of OAL, we playing Ohio. They had TJ at the time. They had Neek, I think, a couple other people. I'm in the game.
And this is what grade are you in?
9th grade, freshman year.
Okay.
So this is the first game of the OAL. I think we had already played preseason and stuff like that. So we playing, we losing at first, and I think second half we turning it around. We making a big comeback. And I just remember Ohio was inbounding the ball, and I called already Pete where they were gonna throw it to. So I went and like grabbed it out the air, the steal out the air. They inbounded the ball, took it out the air, and when I came down, something just felt wrong. I came down, fell on the sideline. And I looked down, or my coach, I think T-Ran comes over. He looks and like, oh, like he turned away type shit, like it's bad.
Damn.
And I just started screaming. Moms ran down from the bleachers. It was crazy. Like I didn't know what was gonna happen.
My fault. Go ahead.
So I thought my leg was broken. I ain't know, but come to find out, I tore my patella tendon with the impact and force that I jumped up on.
Oh, wow.
So that put me on a trajectory from going to thinking like, okay, I'm about to really have a serious run with this hoop shit, from being out all 9th grade year, physical therapy. I was out of school for 2 months, full cast up to the hip. So I felt like that shit really humbled me and made me have to really, really work. That's probably like the first time I think I really mentally had to push through some shit. And so just
Damn,
that whole
that's interesting.
process.
I went through that same thing.
So you know how the niche shit is.
Because
so
I tore
I'm-
my ACL my freshman year.
Yep.
So
See,
shit.
so same type of situation.
I was
know
on
that.
bed rest for 2 months.
I didn't know that
Wash
at
up in
all.
the bed.
Yep.
This before
I tore
you.
it.
This before you went to Mac.
Yeah, this at Amador. I only
I didn't
played
even know
1
that.
year at Amador, and I played 1 year at Mac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
that
I
shit
know what you
changed it.
mean, bro. That shit fucked with me psychologically. My grades
Man,
dropped because
bruh.
I had to go independent study because I couldn't even. I was on bed rest for 2 months.
You just in the bed
Yep.
for 2 months.
Yep.
Yeah. So that
I know what you mean, bro.
that shit really changed everything. It's like obviously it's a blessing because it taught me how to just have to mentally push through some shit. So I think I came back almost midway of sophomore year. So that sophomore year is me getting comfortable, not really being scared, like kind of just trying to make sure my knee is good. And then I think junior year is when I kind of was able to kind of get better from there. But yeah, that's
So you had to get surgery?
yeah, I had to get surgery.
How,
for sure.
how this might be a crazy question. How tall were you when you got hurt? Do you remember? About.
That's a good question. I feel like I think I definitely remember growing like 4 or 5 inches after I got the knee
Okay,
shit.
same
So,
here.
like, it
That's
grew.
why I asked that. Because when
Yeah.
I got to high school, I was like 5'6.5".
I mean,
Then I got surgery, and next thing you know, I was like
You
6
got
feet.
taller.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I'm gonna say because I remember you going through like a crazy growth spurt. I seen you. I'm like, damn, how the fuck you get so tall?
I for sure got like I think before like freshman year before the injury, probably like I remember being like maybe 5'10" or something like that, or 5'9" or whatever, and then after that I definitely was 6 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, to your point, that's what it was. And so that shit, yeah, it was one of those experiences from there.
All right, so let's talk about obviously now y'all get to play 1 year varsity together, right, or 2?
I think 1 year.
2.
I
We
didn't
played with Kwame, and then I played with you again with Neff.
Oh, facts. Yep.
Yeah, I did 08 and 09.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we did.
Cause I remember, because we played against them too.
Yeah, and our senior year we played against y'all in the championship.
Yeah.
Y'all was one of my favorite teams, bro. Honestly,
Yeah.
because I felt like y'all had like a complete team. Y'all had a good point guard. Y'all
Definitely.
had good wings. Y'all had this.
We had
this
Damon,
fucking-
we had Damon
crazy.
Jones.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all had Dame. Y'all had
shit.
Neff. You had Jew. Y'all had the twins that could shoot it. Y'all had Hightower as a real big. Y'all had
I
this dude was
always
a
be
fucking
thinking to
animal.
myself.
Monster.
I always be thinking to myself, if Ken would have never went to El Cerrito and stayed with Skyline, he probably would have added that extra. You feel me? That all we needed.
I don't think y'all had enough.
Ken what?
Well, Ken, I
was
think
on the
if
team.
he was playing how you
have
playing El
enough, bro.
Cerrito.
Y'all didn't have enough. Bro.
He said he gotta have enough.
Y'all would have been deeper because y'all was
Yeah.
already deeper. Like I'm
We
not
was
even
wrong.
being funny. Y'all was one of my favorite teams though because I
For
feel like y'all
sure.
was complete. We was just star studded.
Yeah, I was. But I think we almost beat y'all at Skyline on overtime. I think
That was that was
you wasn't.
The year
That
before.
was the year before.
That was
Okay.
That was their 32
Yeah,
year.
yeah, that was the
the
double. That was double overtime. I
Yeah,
mean.
y'all should have beat them. That game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's when I was still at Amador at that time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love that. I love just thinking about that whole period because it's like it's never gonna get erased. That shit,
Bro, that shit.
regardless.
And then it's crazy because you think about obviously what I do now, and you think about how much content is just everything now. Like
But you
did y'all watch
bringing it back. That's what
the
I be
Kanye
saying. I'm
doc?
like,
Y'all watch the
bruh.
Kanye
Yeah,
doc?
I watched
Imagine if
the
we had
episode
cameras
one.
following us around back then, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's fine as damn near got a channel that
Yeah.
you can look back on, but not
But
like
I'm
Like
saying,
behind
like,
the scenes, like
scene
actually
shit,
after
bro.
our shit was a movie, so I
the
thought y'all shit
Vegas,
was
bro,
crazy.
Vegas
What?
trips and the
That's
hotels
what I'm saying,
and
bro.
shit
Like,
like
that's
that.
like some Last Chance You type shit
Yeah,
back
that
then,
should've
bro.
been hard, bro.
That shit would have been
All we could
crazy,
do now
bro.
is start recording our kids. 'Cause,
Yeah,
it's
exactly,
finna,
bro.
That's what it's going back to.
Yeah.
Them unseen docs.
Yeah.
That's what people want to
Yeah.
look at.
Yeah.
Bro, them shit was that
Did you
was
see the
those
new Kanye
movies.
one?
Yep, I
Yeah,
seen
that shit was
just
crazy.
watching
Yeah, I just watched it last night. The first two.
I
First
finished
two
the
parts.
second one, but I
Yeah,
watched
you
the first
right
one for
though,
sure.
man.
But
That
shit
shit,
is, man.
boy. Even before our years, like the Kellogg
Exactly,
years and the
yeah,
years
that's
before
what I'm
the
saying.
Quinn Thomases
Yeah.
and all that whole era.
All that shit was monumental, man. Because now we didn't even have YouTube like they got. Like you said, we had
Nah.
Gary's Finest, but now everybody got a fucking
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, we had.
That's
we
posting
had,
highlights.
They own, yeah.
What was
Each
the TV
player.
show? The TV show we
Oh,
had.
Cal High Sports?
Cal High Sports. That
Yep,
shit
yep,
was
yep.
hard
I think they
too.
still have that.
For
Yeah,
real?
that really
It's just
is.
not
That'd
as
be
big
dope.
because
That
everybody.
made you feel like you was something a little
Yeah,
bit.
some shit.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That shit was
fuck with
dope.
Cal
That shit was
High.
dope.
So, I know you played in college. Did you play in college too? B?
Yeah, so I went to Howard. I walked on my freshman year, and I actually was playing. Like I had because for me, I think the knee shit and just everything. I peaked like then in senior year. That's when I got my best. Like at the senior year, I played. Right in my senior year, I played for the Rebels. At that time, we had Juan, we had TJ, we had everything.
You
We
was
had
on that
everything.
elite
I was on that
team.
team.
I remember that. I
Coach
remember
Rame and Coach Field.
That's when you was knocking down them free throw line
Yeah,
jumpers.
free
I
throw
remember
line
that.
jumpers,
Yeah.
trying to get right.
That with the
bro.
left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember that.
But see that experience again, that gave me that confidence because I remember we walked in. I walked in the first little tryouts with Coach Rame at what was it? What
West
was college?
Campus.
He was
West
one of the
Campus,
rawest
bruh.
coaches for me.
I was
That
another
boy,
time I was like, bro,
bro.
I'm done. I think I'm about to quit.
He had me
had
like
us.
that, too.
He had us going crazy.
Sliding with bricks and shit.
Bruh, I'm like, this shit is.
See, when I signed to New Mexico State, him and my coach at Menzies, at Marvin Menzies, was close. So I knew Rame from kids, but I had never worked out with him or played for him. So Menzies was like, I want you to go work out with Rame this summer, and keep working out with Coach Scott and Rame. Bro, Raim had me doing slides with
For
bricks,
real?
bro, and I'm like, my nigga, like, come on, bro. But you know what? Like,
It's a different type of training.
yeah, it's more mental than anything.
Mental,
He's
that's what I
trying to
said.
break you.
Yes.
And it like me and Raim, I see him now. I love him to death. You know what I mean? And I only worked out with him for that one summer, but I fuck with Raim heavy.
No,
I
that
fuck
was
with Raim
your
heavy.
coach. Shout out Coach Raym. I haven't seen him in a while, but I feel like him, Coach Fieldish, that whole staff, that whole team got me prepared for college. So like when I walked on to college, I was doing good. I had, I was able to play. And you know how that shit is. Walking on you, that's damn near unheard of.
Yeah.
That you get to play and actually get to play with these other
It's an uphill
scholarship
battle
B1
for
paid,
sure,
teams.
Then
So,
y'all won like a championship out there, that? Or like that little swag shirt thing?
yeah, that was more so. That was intramurals or like
Okay.
outside of the varsity shit. So I played. I walked on, was playing, and then honestly, like, I got in trouble on some weed shit.
I
Got
forgot
put on
about
probation, and so I got put on probation for that year. But again, that was another thing that had to happen because, to be honest, at that point, I knew I didn't really want to take it there. Like the level of dedication, the study hall, the weight training, the hoop. I ain't had no time to like have a social life. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I still want to have fun, but I'm still like, there's all these women out here.
It's your first time out of Oakland, like
Not necessarily.
not. I'm saying for a long period of time.
Yep. It's my first
In
time
Spain?
in Spain. Yeah, I actually traveled and studied abroad, or not
Yeah,
studied
you was
abroad,
gone
but went
for a
on like
minute.
a 2-week excursion, 8th grade.
Okay.
To Spain.
Okay.
But that was like the farthest I ever been away from home for this, extended period of time, and so I just wanted to have a social life, and so it worked out how it worked out, and so from there, I think that was right again January before the season started. That happened, and then ever since then, I just played intramurals.
It's interesting how mature y'all were, and I say, like, just again, I'm just like reminiscing so much right now because I haven't seen either one of y'all in so fucking long. But even for you to make that decision right there, right, it piques my interest because so many people would have just held on to this dream, and then so much like myself, like I knew I didn't want to play no more as a freshman in college. I just lost all respect to the game, but I finished my career out just because I knew I had so many people that wanted, but I looking back, I wish I would have did what you did because I would have been able to find my quote unquote purpose sooner, as opposed to just riding something out and not really doing what I want to do. So I commend you for that, bro.
I really feel like that's very important what you said, because when the sooner you find your purpose, the faster you gonna be where you want to be. Because if you wait till like mid-20s or late 30s or anything like that, and then you be like, let me try this, then now you gotta go a whole another 10, 20 to get that going. So
and even I feel like even more important than just finding what your purpose is, just wasting time in something that you know is no longer your purpose.
Right.
It's kind of like the bad part because I mean tomorrow I might wake up and never want to look at a camera again.
So no, I was just thinking like that earlier about how like we was doing music and hooping the whole time, and I never really chose one to be 100% with. So I did 50 this, 50 that, 50 this, 50 that, until I knew like, all right, basketball ain't finna do it. Then I just put full 100% into music, and then it finally got me some notoriety. Like, okay, you can really do this, and I'm just like, damn, I should have did the music all the way.
Let me ask you a question.
Early.
For somebody like you who I felt like found success in music early, and when I say success, I mean a following, right? Because you got a following really soon, and I don't follow your music as much as I used to. But do you? How do you feel about the current state of just the music scene in the Bay Area? Just because you've been in it for so fucking long. Yeah,
right now it's popping right now because it's like we could do shit like this on our own. Like back then, and what you really had to know people or had a bread. Like, you feel me? If you didn't have no money or know nobody who was tapped in, it was almost like, bro, you just rapping for your friends. But in order to really make it music business, you really had to like. I really spent probably, I don't know how much money we spent in music altogether,
bro.
But man, video, bro, we were spending $500 for videos, bro. Adrian Purr, Jay Pusher, these photographers or videographers that's on Empire now and doing big artist videos today started with us, you know what I'm saying? And then they was charging us $500 video, $500. I probably got like over 50 videos on YouTube right now. So if you do that, man, I for sure didn't make that back, but I was believing in it so much.
You didn't make it back yet.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But at the same time, it'd be one song like Future Shit, for example, that I really like got some bread off of, and people would be like, I don't know about that song, but shit, I'd be like, bro, if you see these streams, bro, you'd be like, damn, he really like, wait, bro. It's no way to gauge like what's popping now. It's like shit, I could do 1 million streams out the bedroom, and you would never know. You feel me? So that's the difference.
Which game would you prefer? Do you think is I don't want to ask the cliche, is it easier to get on now question, but like, if you had to pick one to come up in as an artist, which one? And B, you can answer this too, because I feel like.
Yeah, I think now it's just at your own hands now. Like back then, shit, I don't know, like. It's still hard now though,
because it's oversaturated.
Yeah, so many people doing it. You still gotta kind of like separate yourself. So you gotta have a social media presence and have a unique story or something.
It's so much more than just music.
It's hard.
It's hard.
What you think, B?
I think it'd be better like before because to your
Easier to
point,
get on.
Yeah, because of the like social media, like it's about everything but the music. It's like these people, these labels, these higher ups want to know, oh, well, how many followers you got? Oh, how many views you got on these visuals?
And all
What's
that.
your engagement like?
That matters now.
That necessarily don't tell the whole story because you could pay for that shit.
Yeah.
Everything could be bought. So like for that, it ain't.
That's
I feel like it's different now. That it's not about the talent. It ain't about the art. It's about how popular you are. So for that case, I think before, like he said too, there's more. I think we do have way more opportunities, but to you, like what you said as well, it's oversaturated. Everybody want to do music, everybody wants to rap, but everybody don't want to take it seriously and really care about the art like I do, like he does.
Right.
When you see somebody, right, and I don't want to just specify this to the Bay Area, but when you see somebody that, let's say, blows up overnight or has a big successful song, and you kind of you're watching them not really appreciate the art form, does that kind of make you feel a way at all as a purist of the art form?
I think it used to. I think it definitely used to. I think now, man, to each his own. I just know that we won't. That's not what that's not what we following. We do it our way. They do it their way. I mean, you got to respect it because regardless, it's a way for people it's an outlet for somebody out there to get some money that who could be doing something else that be risking their life or their freedom. So in that case, I definitely, as before though, definitely like I know we better than them or whatever the case may be, but you can't compare. I'm learning more and more. You can't compare your journey to anybody else because who knows what they're going through or what they had to go through to get that.
With the sacrifice.
Yeah, the sacrifice.
That's
so
a fact.
I get it.
That's a great answer, bro. G, let me ask you something. What how hard is it for you to just keep pushing, bro?
How hard is it to keep pushing? Man, damn. All right, I'll keep it real. It be real hard, bro. Like I feel like the depths I went through is the reason why I keep going at this point. Because it's like, it ain't even about no real bread. Like, I don't care about the money. I just wrote a song yesterday, bro. Like, it's just therapy now. Like, it's a way for me to talk and get it off without having to. I can't call the people who was there at the beginning. So it's just like, bro, I'm gonna just rap about it. Now it's just, that's all it is. And it's definitely hard to keep pushing, but you just gotta remember what they would say. You feel me? Remember what the people who molded you to be this was tell you. Like, I hear Tone about like, Maly, just go crazy, bro. Just keep smashing, whatever, and then keep gassing. Regardless if it's 20 people at the show, rock that motherfucker. Like, it don't matter. Like, at the end of the day, they gonna catch up. They gonna catch up to what you got going on anyway. And then when you make another hit, then they gonna go dig up the other shit. So I'm like, all right, it's good.
And B, I want to ask you the same question, but before we go into that, I just want to. Can we just please take a moment? And again, this doesn't have to be a long part, but let's just admire the type of person that Tone was, right?
For sure.
Because I always ran to him either at Walgreens,
for sure,
at the 76 gas station on High Street in MacArthur, somewhere around that vicinity.
Yeah.
And when I did, I swear to God, it was like the most just energetic, just purest, genuine form of love you could ever fucking feel.
Yeah. Nah, he used to love you for sure. Way back when he was a kid, like, bro, Justin Stanley, raw.
Bro, every time I saw him, he reminded me of that. And it's like, but not only outside of just the basketball shit, right? Even whoever I was with, he showed them nothing but love.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's like if you get Tone mad at you, you had to do some fucked up shit, right?
And when you get mad, ain't no stopping.
That's a whole nother person at that point. But I had so much love for Tone, man, and just your whole family, because again, we all grew up together, so our families is like back when they was calling you daddy. I remember that,
daddy,
bro. I remember that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. Like that's how many years we got in, and I just want to say I appreciate y'all and just our relationship. Obviously, we're not as close as we used to be, but just being able to, pull up on me and just have this conversation with somebody like me, and just me knowing y'all, a little bit of y'all story and knowing more, and y'all just sharing it on my platform, man. I really, really appreciate that, bro.
Love,
for
man.
real.
I appreciate you, bro. For real.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get all sentimental, man.
Nah, that's real.
But so B, let's same
that.
question for you, man. How
what keeps you going?
Yeah,
What
how
keeps me
hard is it
going?
for you to just push through, man, when the times get, tough.
What keeps me going is kind of the same. Well, really the same thing he said. I think when Unc passed away, that was the first time that I really had somebody close to me that passed away, and so I had to really face it. I remember he don't know this, but when it was time to go view the body, I was scared. I was so scared. Just driving around, I didn't want to do it because I didn't know how I would react. When I seen him and I actually went there, I realized that was just a vessel. That's not him. The spirit is somewhere else. That's just a physical form of him. So, but I think from that moment, I learned so someday that's gonna be you. So you're gonna have to really you don't have no time to waste. Everything you got to go hard. You got to everything that you want to get out of this life. You have to do it. And so it ain't hard when I think about that, because I look at them. I look at my uncle. I look at Tone. I look at my auntie. All the people that we done lost. Even growing up in Oakland, it's those are the people who I do it for. So when I think about them, it makes it easier. And then also knowing bro, it's gonna happen.
For sure.
I'm a spiritual person, and me and God talk a lot. And so He already done showed me what it's gonna be. It's just a matter of when. So it's because of that, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going until it happens.
And how much of your loved ones and just how much does that play into what you do for the community? Because I know I follow you on social media and I see that you're a big community guy, and I try to repost and read as much as I can. So just talk about what kind of pushed you into that, if it's kind of the same inspiration that you're pulling from or what.
It's everything. It's all of those things. It's community. It's family. It's the city. That's just what started our DNA. Black Panthers. The history of what.
I remember when you had hit me too, and you said you seen a documentary about the Black Panthers that gave you the epiphany. I want to start the Black neighborhood.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh yeah, you got to run with that one.
That was the first time I think I really had a real epiphany from God, and He was telling me what to do, and everything would just fall in line. And then I had a group of brothers, my cousin, and other people, founding members who were part of the org, that was there, and it just made sense. And so I think to your question is. It's that, but it's also I'm somebody that really, really study Malcolm X's the
he one of them. He one of them for sure. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a big part of everything. Cause I feel I know America wasn't designed for us, bro. So I'm how can we get a piece of something in this motherfucker? Because it ain't for us to really. They didn't set it up for us to succeed. And I saw that growing up. I was fortunate enough to have some type of stability. My mother, middle class. We grew up in a certain area, so I had some type of stability. But my people that I loved and who I cared about, who I hung with, they were struggling. So that made me think damn, bro, what's the difference? I had more opportunities and resources. So obviously when I went to Howard, that took me to another level. So just having these experiences outside of Oakland, when I moved back for that time before I moved to LA, all of this shit, that culminated everything. And that's when I knew that this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to do.
I want you to explain exactly what the Black neighborhood is, but before we get to that, you just piqued something in me again. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I was just on another show of mine talking about we don't talk about the survivor's remorse of what you just explained enough, in my opinion, because I was kind of similar, right?
For sure.
I wasn't rich, but I wasn't poor. People thought I had a lot of money.
And when you hooping, the hoopers know, okay, that's bro who really got the Xbox.
Exactly.
Mama go, I want to go
she got a nice car. But did that you going? Because I know for me, did that bother you at all? Knowing you were at Howard University and your people are back home struggling, or knowing when we go to Vegas with my AAU team, some of my teammates might not be able to have money, or so did that bother you at all? Did it make you feel did it tag at your guilty conscience a little bit?
Absolutely. I thought you thought about that a lot, because damn, we grow up we want everybody to win, everybody to eat. That's how we felt. We want to grow up. If I got it, I want you to have it too. And seeing that it wasn't like that, based on people's households, going to people's households, it's something that I never forgot. And I think really for anything, it just humbled me. I'm fortunate and blessed to have this, but it could be taken away too, or it could be different. So I never complain, never whatever. We always had what I wanted. So just in times where I had to go without, I appreciated those times. I'm bro, it could be way worse.
Man.
You got people that's really in it on a deeper
Shout
level.
out to them hoopers who was so saucy, but they was just so in the trenches. You would never know them, but they was, bro, like,
Damn.
I remember those niggas with handles on the Rebels, bro. I'm like, whatever happened to bro? It's like, he loved us. He out there, he in the streets.
Bro.
He never went to high school. It just didn't make it. So.
And it's more stories like those than it are the ones that
That's
we're
what I'm
talking
saying.
about.
Exactly.
People got to understand, like, growing up, being from Oakland, it's like, we rubbing shoulders with all these same people.
Yeah.
People that's, you feel me, probably knocking shit down, to be honest.
Tony used to try to explain that to me, but he was like, bro, my life different than yours. But we lived the exact same way all the way up, but he seen it totally. He didn't have no cell phone. He's like, bro, I'm not doing no rapping, bro. I'm not going to hoop. I'm not playing. I don't even want nobody to see me. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I can't live like that. I wanted to be in front of the camera. I wanted to hoop. I wanted to be like, bro, I ain't going. You could go. You feel me? You go. You make it for us then.
Yeah.
You go make it for us then.
Sure.
If that's the case.
That's how
I ain't going out there and showing my face. I'm like, damn, you could do so much out of like wrong shit in the streets to where you don't even want to be seen no more.
Yeah,
and that's
bro.
crazy.
And then you say wrong shit, but then it's classified, in my opinion, it's just as survival, right?
No, that's what it is.
Yeah,
It really is.
so it's like
Big Bro used to
you-
hit and just to have a regular Christmas for it. You feel me? For
Something simple
the
as
kids.
that,
It's
bro.
like, it is what it is. Like, that's
And then
crazy.
those become habitual, and now you're stuck in this lifestyle.
A cycle.
Now I'm used to the Christmases, and now if I can't go get a working job and to provide that same Christmas.
Right.
No, it ain't gonna be.
right.
It ain't gonna be the same. It ain't gonna be
So
the same.
That's what Oakland really teach you, bro.
Sure.
So survival.
interesting, though.
It's
Survival.
crazy.
Survival. So he was like, that's even to your earlier question in terms of me going to Howard. At the time that I was going to Howard, it was like a war zone out here. I'm trying to think of who. I can remember who got knocked down. A lot of people got knocked down around that time.
I already know because
that summer.
2010 was one of the worst years of my life.
2010 for real.
What?
Yeah, like a lot of losses.
man.
Huh?
What, bro? That was one of the worst years of my life, bro. Honestly. So I already know, and I know that's your graduation year.
Yeah, so that was
I know
like
what you're talking
A lot of
about.
people was leaving. A lot of people
A lot
out
of
of
people was
state.
going to jail. A lot of people was getting murdered.
Yep,
a lot of people was going to jail for murder. It was just so much going on in Oakland.
There's a lot of.
That was like right around the time we started becoming adults. So now our
sure,
niggas ain't going to
1920.
ain't going to the hall no more. They going to Rita.
And you hearing about that shit
Quentin.
left and right.
You
The
feel
streets
me?
is-
So I
is
know
telling you
exactly
about
what you
that.
mean.
So that's how I was like, damn, I got to get away. And initially, I was trying to go to L.A. My pops was in L.A. My homies, it was comfortable. I'm about to go to North Reed. I'm finna turn up. Mom was like, nah, go to Howard for a year. And if you go for the first year and you don't like it, you can go wherever you want. I stepped on campus and I was there for 5 years. I'm like, hell no, this shit
For real.
different,
Right.
bro.
I remember I flew out there.
Yeah,
I
you
was
came
Jews.
out
I
there.
came to their homecoming. I'm like, oh, you living raw. It's, bro. Man.
But having those experiences
Crazy.
is what started to shape my mind.
Same here.
It's like, bro, this is
Even
bigger.
me a little earlier because I went to Amador.
Yeah.
So I started
Oh, yeah,
seeing like,
yep.
oh wait, that ain't normal what we going through. In
Right,
Like
right.
here we got 2 textbooks. One that we take home that never leaves home, and then one we leave in the classroom.
Yeah.
We don't even at Oakland. We barely got one textbook.
Man.
Niggas got to share.
Niggas wouldn't read texts, one
Yeah,
text
so
like that.
exactly. So it's like you just see the lack of resources and the relationships in the inner city. And I have some stuff I want to talk to you about off camera that I'm putting together too as far as nonprofit. And I think we can work together and do some amazing things.
Yeah.
But so just before we kind of move on in the story, explain exactly what the Black neighborhood is.
The black neighborhood, like the easiest way to put it is a black neighborhood is a worldwide community for black people. We, like I said before, if you go back to how our shit is designed, how the black communities is designed, Section 8, project housing, all these different things that, was designed that way to kind of keep us trapped in that. We want to change that whole mentality, that whole narrative. It's like, no, we're going to bring out the best of all of our people, and we're going to help our people be able to self-sustain themselves and not worry about nothing else, not needing help from the government, not needing help from the powers that be. We're gonna kind of like Black Wall Street type of shit, just not only just from a financial standpoint, but a mentality shift and just changing the narrative. And so we do a lot of stuff out in Oakland, Bay Area, which is the home base. LA is where I live, and in New York as well. So
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we just do, bro. Anything that we think the community will want or talking to the community that they need, we provide that service. And it's more so just getting people out of their comfort zone. It's just a networking tool. It's just to be around love, be around your people. It's just a worldwide community, I would say. I mean, we're a nonprofit by structure, but
Right.
that's what we do, a worldwide community, man, for real, for our people.
That's dope, man. Well, I want to commend you on that, obviously,
Thank
because
you.
that's fire, and I see you promoting it all the time. I
Hell
see
yeah.
your other people promoting it with you. So
Yep.
that's dope, man. Let me know how I can help, man, for sure.
Shout out to the
that's
team.
fire.
Shout out to the team.
So let's continue just into the music as far as like when are you rapping all throughout college, B?
Yeah, so all right, so that's something that was good that I thought about when we were talking about me hooping in college and figuring out that what I learned like by hooping and stop hooping, I realized like hooping it was my passion, but it wasn't my purpose. But the music shit, when I stepped on campus, I'm seeing people my same age from Atlanta, from Chicago, from New York. They come in with their whole package already. Like this, I'm doing music. I'm an artist. I got videos. Like it was like a whole like a fucking melting pot of just like of rappers and musicians in general. So we be in the dorm rooms rapping. We be in like all around. It was so many different outlets and avenues for us to showcase music. I'm like, bro, that's it right there. That's what it should be. I'm seeing we got talent shows like, and this is stuff that a lot of people are actually attending and really like. It's a big thing on campus. So that kind of gave me the confidence to let me step out there and do.
Oh,
what
that's
I need
fire!
to do.
You was actually performing out there?
Yeah, so
That's
I performed.
hard.
I performed. I think I don't know. Well, I would see that's a thing too, and I feel like it kind of held me back in a lot of ways. But I always grew up reserved and quiet,
Right.
humble, and so like even with hoop, I didn't really like break through. Like I said, until like senior year of the music shit. I always did music, but I necessarily didn't come out and like, oh, I'm an artist because I was hooping and shit. So when I got to Howard, that's when the first time when I was like, okay, I could really take this shit seriously. Being from Oakland, I know I had something to offer, and so I dropped my first official mixtape, freshman year at Howard called Now or Never, and that's what kind of set off everything you see today, like from then to now.
Gotcha.
So I've been doing it ever since then.
And G, what about you at this point? You rapping? Because I know you.
Yeah, I was right after high school. I went straight to Arizona, Eastern Arizona College to hoop. You feel me? I went there on a
You was playing
scholarship.
well out there too, huh?
Yeah, I did good out there with Coach Tyson and I remember Coach Ransom actually helped me get that scholarship. Shout out Coach, and he had asked me. He was like, because my official year was to graduate 08. But he was like, you could graduate with your regular class 08, or you could come back, do an extra year at Skyline 09, and you could get your credits up so you can be able to go to college. Because I think SATs or something wasn't right or wasn't good enough, so I had to do that again. Then boom, I went there. I was doing music on campus. I remember everywhere I went, I did music. That's the crazy part about it. No matter where I landed, I went to Imperial Valley my sophomore year in college, IVC in El Centro. Still chasing the hoop shit because I knew that no matter what, I could get my college paid for just by balling. Just, you know what I'm saying? I was never no shooter, no ball handler, nothing. I just grab boards and just tip dunk. Yeah. That's it. And then they coaches love that. Boop. They're like, bro, at least get your AA. You know what I'm saying? So I just was really educating myself. I was doing computer classes and all that. Go straight back to the dorm and rap. I used to set up a studio in a dorm. Matter of fact, I got a video with Mike James, you feel me, who played for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah. For real?
Mike James, he went to Eastern Arizona. He played overseas now, I think.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, me and him in the dorm rapping. He like, Maly, you really be rapping? I'm like, yeah. I might go to YouTube, type in Gmaly. The whole campus was like, bro, what the fuck you doing here? I was like,
That's
bro,
dope.
hooping.
That's dope.
You feel me? I used to follow artists like Dave East, and I remember he used to ball like at St. John's or something on some D1 shit. So I'm like, shit, it's a lot of hoopers and rappers out there.
Paul
shit.
George was nice too.
Yeah, Paul George. Who else? Quentin Thomas, like I said, Q. He was doing it. So I'm like, shit, I might do both. It'd be like another thing that'd keep me going is it'd be like a basketball player. He'd like even a college D1 or anybody say I get a text from him like, bro, you going? You feel me? I remember you used to be balling at the AAU shit for the Hoosiers or whatever.
Right.
So then that'd keep me going too, because I'm like, shit, if these niggas listening to it, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could have the league playing your music. 'Cause I always told myself, shit, I feel like I made it a little bit. And NBA niggas slap my music. That's good.
For real, that's a big
remark.
And it's dope. Like something that he touched on that I think is powerful is just the whole idea. Like they say when you your gift never leaves you, so you always find a way. Like he said, he was in the dorm room doing music, although he was there to hoop.
Yeah.
I was the same way before I was
just
even on
kept it with
varsity.
me.
I was at Howard's on the varsity team before I stopped playing for them. I was when we downtime. I was recording. We had niggas that was recording. I did music. We do songs, like all type of shit. Like we really still doing the music. Like it never left us. So that's why I was like, okay. As time started progressing, I started to get more mature and have an understanding of self. I'm like, that's where it's at. That's what I'm supposed to be doing because it never have left us this whole time.
That's dope.
So that shit have been special.
So what do you guys got going on now, man? Is there anything that y'all feel like we missed in the story? I mean, this was pretty. We went through high school. We went through the hoop, man.
Music
shit.
presently, like most of our new releases and stuff.
Yeah, man. Right after all of that, college and all the basketball. When basketball was just completely done, I just full-fledged did music. You know what I'm saying? I started doing shows, opening up for artists such as YG, Gotti. There was a lot of artists back in like.
Before you go into that,
True Society started.
I'm glad you just brought that up because
Yeah.
you were one of the first people that and me and Poopy talked about this with you a lot.
Yeah.
I would always used to see you putting your information in the comments of people. And I'm not off with that,
No,
right?
I
You used
did
to always do
Yeah,
that.
we spamming
always.
shit.
Early
Always.
on, before that became like a thing, you were one of the
Always.
first people I've seen
That's so
doing
crazy,
that,
bro.
bro.
I seen Lil B doing that. He had like shit. He used to just tweet, or like it'd be famous motherfuckers who would make a post. I'd be in their comments and just be like, link a bio, music out, music. Like I used to do all that before that all came out.
Did you see like the return in that?
Yeah, definitely. Like it got annoying to hell of people, but then again, it got my numbers up to where people knew who I was. So it's like no matter what, we seen this Gmaly name before. Like we don't know what you do or what song it is, but we didn't see you on the internet marketing something.
That's crazy that you could think about that because I don't even think you could do that no more. Like,
Nah, they don't let you do that shit no more.
Yeah.
Well, we would do that. Like videos come out, we commenting everybody, copy and paste everybody. We get in Twitter jail. Like,
Yeah, now they created that shit.
But the views, to his point, I would go to the video views, like that shit would actually be at a reasonable number from doing that.
That's
So
dope.
it definitely worked. But now, fast forward to now, and us being at a certain level with artistry, I can see because people do that to me. I can see how that's irritating.
It just showed that
Like,
you just on some hungry artist shit. Like listen to my song, listen to my song, listen
I'm
to my
not
song.
listening to it, bro. If you say
The only bad part about that is when it's bad music.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's good, because I'm more so, and I just tweeted this other day, and you actually just touched on it too, as far as like hearing other hoopers say they listen to your music.
Yeah.
That's why when I see underground, like I listen to more underground artists than I do mainstream. Like
Right.
it's almost like when they blow up, I kind of be off it. You
Yeah,
feel me?
I don't know what that is.
That's what
I
it
be
be.
the same way sometimes.
But
Like,
I
it's just
always like because I'm more of an R&B dude. So when I hear a new R&B artist and I fuck with like a lot of their music, I always go follow them. I always DM them just to tell them I'm a supporter because I know how a fellow creative, just those strangers supporting you,
Right.
just
It
how
makes a
much
difference.
that could be a day they want to quit, but just my comment could make them want to push
Literally.
forward. You know what I mean? That could be
Literally.
one step closer.
That's
So that's
everything.
dope that you even said that because I literally just
Definitely.
tweeted that the other day.
Yeah,
Just tweeted that the other day.
And it's another thing what artists got to do. Like I feel like with me starting so young, like I feel like I was a teenager doing this shit that I gotta really just grow with my music at the same time because my listeners is mainly like late 20s, 30s. So it's like a lot of my followers ain't really running to the internet to try to find
right.
new Gmaly. Like you feel me? Like we all got kids. We trying to start our businesses.
Right.
I gotta just find a way to get how I'm gonna come in the game and what different ways. I'm gonna just stay in front of the mass. Maybe I just tell he introduced me to some directing shit. So you feel me? I helped him direct one of his videos. You feel me? So that one just a lot of that came out. You feel me? So that's another outlet. I'm still in the music game, but you feel me? He gonna help me with that. Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like people don't know. Like Gmaly, that stands for God's most artistic little youngster.
Yeah, I do all the art.
He symbolizes
hold on,
that.
before you go.
Yeah.
Remember earlier I was saying when I know something I might not ask it.
Oh yeah,
That's one.
for sure.
That's
what
an
your name
example.
is?
Yeah. Because that was like your MySpace name or something.
Yep, the whole time.
Yeah.
You had the acronym broken down. I
Yep.
remember that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead and say what you're saying.
But to that point, so like he does everything. Like
hella
hella creative shit. So a lot of like for me, like I said, so how I started off, it was school and hoop came before music. So I still did it,
Right.
but it was more of a hobby. But throughout that time, as I'm getting older and I'm seeing what he's doing, I'm seeing innovative shit, I'm seeing the traction that he's getting, I'm learning from him. And being
And I do the same shit from him. Like he the one who taught me how to do a LLC and start my shit as a company. And I'm like, okay, boom.
But all that started from his energy to like be next level and forward thinking. And so with the everything, with like he's saying, directing, whatever it is, creatively, he can do it, and he can do it well. And it's about us just finding these different outlets and opportunities to showcase that. That's what that's how I feel. That's what it's about, because I feel like he's carried the torch for so long, and now it's up to me, up to us still, but like for me to pass that.
It's almost like, and I don't want to make it like you a little kid, but it's almost like as a basketball coach seeing a raw, just a young, talented raw hooper, getting him and toning up his game and teaching him how to play the right way. So I know exactly.
We both sharpen each other. I swear. Everything I ever did musically, before I even complete, I always be like, okay, gotta get Bryce involved on this. Gotta put Bryce. Like, if I got anything, like I remember we was about to go to Sway in the morning. I'm like, oh yeah, Bryce gotta come to this. Yeah. Anything where I look like it might take off, all right, yeah, we gotta put Bryce on this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how we came up. Oakland do that. Like reach back, you gotta put somebody on. If I ever blow, I'm telling you, Oakland gonna know I'm coming back.
So it's like we family oriented, and that shit. Now I'm thinking now in hindsight, that's how he started, because he was like the hype man for Spice One.
Yeah.
People don't know that. Like, he wasn't even rapping. He was pushing Spice One to go out there and do the shit. Like, bro, you gotta do that shit. And that's what, that's the energy we come from. It's like we support each other. And we family over everything. That's really our mantra. That's how we really operate. So,
and I think the reason why I feel like you guys will be great is because we're better together, and because you guys have that, like even you with your the Black neighborhood, that's a group thing. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to do is like, the more we help each other out, like if I can get B to be special at what he does and focus only on that, I can get G to focus only on what he's a specialist in.
Right.
That's how we get the best product.
For sure.
But then when I gotta set the lights up, I gotta press play on the game. You know what I mean? But that's just the reality
Everybody
of it.
master their shit.
And then we all help each other, and that's, again, we're gonna talk off camera, but that's what I'm building now. It's like, I just want a network of just hella creatives, bro, hella innovators, bro, and let's just see what the fuck we could come up with.
Definitely.
We might not have it all planned out exactly, but let's just see what we could, because I feel like we take the resources I have, the resources you've had, and just keep that list going. And then if I got people that publish books, you never know. You ready to write a book?
Right.
I can go send you to another local person that grew up in the same streets as us, and it's like I relate to you. I know you ain't gonna get over on me. Like, let's just eat together, bro.
That's
I'm trying to get into short films for real. Like, even if it's like a 30-minute just something to pitch. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta talk off camera too. I got a lot of shit that I'm working on right now. Like a lot of shit. But yeah, we gotta put all of that shit together. So tell me a little bit about the video that he was just talking about.
Yeah, so a lot of that is me and shout out my boy Legendary. That's the video that he directed. Shout out Mooney Media, that's my videographer. He lives in LA, so he came out to shoot. We shot at Skyline. We shot at a tennis court like by Montclair, golf course. Like, we just did a couple different things, but that's the idea that he came with, like the treatment, and then we related to my videographer. We made that happen. So that's out right now, a lot of that. And then also like the most recent one, which is special really, and why we here, Forever Oakland. That's the visual. Again,
this whole conversation is the Forever Oakland video.
Yeah, for real.
We got Shorty in it. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
a real like a love
bro.
letter to Oakland. And so it's like myself featuring Bruh from last night, Trouble, Gmaly, produced by Feezy. This a banger. Y'all know Feezy. Yep. He's the, I always say, like, when you think of Oakland sonically, like musically, that's the type of production he makes. Yeah. I hear his beats and I hear Oakland. So shout out Feezy, and then Sky, my boy Sky. Thank you, mixed it. Another legend out here, on the engineering and artist tip. But yeah, man, it's just like he said, we got Shorty in there. We got different landmarks, different places where we grew up in, and near and dear to us. Mr. Fab in there. Shout out Fab for pulling up and getting a cameo. Shooter Jones on the BTS photos. It is a full, like, every time, like for me, because I live in LA. I'm blessed to have that opportunity to live in LA and still come back. But every time I'm in Oakland, I'm tapping in with Oakland. Right. That's what I've always wanted to do. That's what I've always done. It just made it a point to really tap in with people who I really fuck with, who the city fucks with, and be able to make it as big as possible with the resources and like the whatever I have, network I have. So that's kind of what we pushing, and that's the third video off my latest project called King Diamond. That's out on available worldwide, and so. For us, man, I think I had heard a quote, kind couple weeks ago, and it was like, if you can't stay motivated, stay consistent, and that's all that I'm trying to do. That's all we trying to do with everything. Just stay consistent.
That's literally the name of my game. Right
Man, bro.
That's it.
Literally,
I'm really
bro.
I'm just on the same shit. I'm just trying to push a legacy. You feel me? Leave something out here no matter what, so it's going to always be a staple. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build a huge catalog. You feel me? So, you feel me? Put something in my daughter's name and just run it like that. I feel like if you can do something you love and the people that's going to come after you can eat off of what you did already, that's making it to me. So, that's what I'm on.
G, I feel like you're going to be so much more than just a rapper, bro.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I really do.
I was just watching the Dr.
Like
Dre
that, bro.
Super Bowl halftime show, and I'm like, damn, Dre really versatile. Like, look, Snoop bought his own record label back. Like, I'm trying to do some crazy shit like that. So,
Bullshit.
yeah, man, it's crazy. We finna really do this. I got a label, management label kind of like starting up, too, like where I'm looking for other young artists, you feel me, who like probably 15, 14, who don't know nothing about music and just want to learn the game. I'm going to do like a little master class where I get behind the camera and I just do 5-6 videos, and then I just charge like $9.99 or something. You just get all the game that I just create the content first, package it up, and it'd be a link. You feel me? Some like, you know what I'm saying? Some independent Netflix type shit.
Some real,
That's dope.
some
me?
real game to give
That's
back.
dope.
'Cause we done a lot. Like, you know, I set up my own tour before
Yeah, he
COVID.
definitely did that. What?
5-city tour, and that's like.
I didn't even know you could do that on your own. Like, literally just call the place by, hey, I'm trying to perform and book it, and you got 10 dates ready. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah.
What kind of pushed you to do that? I know we got to wrap soon, but what kind of pushed you to like what made you? Did Nip have anything to do with that?
Hell yeah,
Okay.
hell yeah.
Definitely.
Nip was like one of the biggest inspiration for myself and Maly, like what we do. And so his, you know, he had that blueprint where he Proud to Pay campaign. We did the $100 CD and circle back with a $1,000 CD,
yeah.
and just leveraging all of that. And I learned. So I'm gonna try to make this a long story or short, but so I'll do that. But then also when I first moved to LA, I did a 12-week music business course at UCLA by an attorney by the name of Dina LaPolte. She was representing at the time the state of Tupac. She did shit with 21 Savage, Britney Spears. And so literally we're doing 12 weeks going through every facet of the music business, like school. Like this was the best school experience I had. We really in there getting to ask questions. I'm learning. And the more I'm having these people from labels, from these people from streaming companies, from these people from sync licensing companies come, I'm hearing like through their conversation, the thing that matters most is leverage. Leverage. Because at the time, I think Nipsey had just signed his deal with Atlantic for the Victory Lap album. So I'm trying to figure out, like, how is he able to do that? And what they kept saying was, like, he built his leverage up. He's built his leverage up through his marathon clothing, through selling $100 CDs,
right.
all of the different stuff he had. So when he came to the table, he can come at his own terms. And so the light bulb went off. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do the same way that I, like, based off of my capacity and where I'm at in my career, I'm going to do the same shit. So I did my project, Bryce Savoy 2, which was in memory of my uncle that passed away.
Yeah.
We sold that exclusively through my website. So $10 a piece. You got 4 songs and then like 2 unreleased videos through my website. I sold about, I think, 160 of those.
Oh shit!
And from there, like shit, that was what I was thinking. And then I had a conversation with my homies in LA one day, and I was like, "You should put together a tour." I'm like, "Shit, all right." Like I hadn't thought about it. I'm like, "Oh, all right, for sure." And then he literally sent me an email draft of like how he talking to these talent buyers. I took it from there. Literally I was hitting up. I got one response. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I can do this." I'm having conversations like. Once I knew what to say, be professional in these emails, and I saw a response, and they actually hit me back. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. So I did DC. We did DC. We did New York. We did Chicago. We did LA,
these are some
Oakland.
big cities. Man.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, that you doing? You moving me.
See, that's the thing, though. It was like, now looking back, people asking me how I did it, and the only answer I have, I just did it. Like, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Any of us thinking it should be.
The idea and the dream of it is like intimidating in itself to even start it.
And that's more so what I'm focusing on. Is just even just having that thought press, bro. Like I said, you guys keep like minimalizing the shit that y'all are doing, and I'm over here like amazed by it, though. You know what I mean?
Real shit,
and even all the time.
But even like going to with the Nip point that you made, and it's kind of how I do it because I offer consulting. I do a whole bunch of business shit as well, but I tell people all the time, it's like, bro, people don't buy products; they buy people.
Yes.
That's what it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
why the podcast thing is blowing up so much. Is because the more you can make yourself personable, and the more you have people buying. Like I have people
They
that's
bought
gonna
into your personal brand.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the brand,
Yes.
but I do interviews.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I
That's
have a
extension what
podcast.
you do.
You see what I'm saying?
That's real.
Like, again, you do music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Gmaly is
It's
the
the
fucking
brand.
prize.
It's the brand.
It's the
If
prize,
he wants
bro.
to wake up tomorrow and say, "I'm not gonna rap ever again," I have a pretty confident that he can be okay.
Yeah, no,
You know what I
hell
mean?
yeah.
Same with you. And I feel like there's people out here, there's ones like us who have that ability, and we just have to find and just keep, like you say, being consistent. What was the bar you said earlier?
If you can't stay motivated, be
That's
Stay
a bar.
consistent.
I'm still in that.
Yeah,
I gotta put that on Twitter,
ever since I
bro.
heard that one,
That's
I think
a bar,
that was
bro.
Jim Jones' breakfast interview. That's what
Okay.
Breakfast Club interview.
Okay,
He said that
Jim
shit.
Jones.
But point to what you just said. I don't know if it's this book, and I encourage like everybody that's watching this, y'all too as well. It's a book called "Start with Why" by Simon Sinek. And the main quote that kept coming through, and that's what I still remember, and I never forget to this day, that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
Yep.
So why you doing everything?
The story.
Everything is why you doing it, right? They buy into that. So if you can, everything that you do is aligned with that why, it's gonna trickle down. It's gonna sell itself from there.
Yeah.
So to your point, that's how I kind of look at it with everything now. So because of that, and that's what we said before, like I don't think the game is necessarily always designed like that. Like the rap game, it ain't designed for like that. People just kind of doing shit to get a reaction, to get some clicks, clickbait shit, to go viral, whatever the case may be. But the ones that do focus on that, they gonna last forever.
Longevity.
Nipsey Hussle was a perfect example of that.
And as well as you, and I know I keep babbling. I could talk to y'all dudes forever, man. I just
This
love
shit-
these
this shit dope.
innovative,
This shit dope, bro.
innovative as questions and conversations.
Yeah.
But even the consumers, right? Like the microwave consumers, I feel like even though they don't last as long as the people who really appreciate like the beat. Like me personally, it's hard for me to listen to artists if I don't have their backstory now.
Same way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
way.
Because
That's
it's like you
everything.
just clicking on something like, what is this? Who is this? You definitely got to know the story.
Like all of my I was a big fan of Mo3 super early, right? And I stumbled across the interview of Mo3, and
He was
then I
raw.
went to go listen to his music.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the same with the baby. I stumbled across the interview of the baby. Then I went to go
listened to
before
his
they
music.
blew up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to do this, so I'm watching Say Cheese and
Right.
all of those the guys who interview the up and coming rappers.
Right.
So I'm tapping into these other stages just to get new interview tactics and shit like that.
Right.
That's
But
important.
yeah, but when I'm hearing these dudes' story and I'm just like, damn, bro, like this is dope. And then the
Right.
talent matches. It's like, oh yeah, you
Yeah.
got a fan now.
Yeah.
you
That's
see what I'm saying?
That's
So
it, bro.
Yeah, that's-
so having that story and having something to speak about, like you said, I think to your point, if consumers did that more, like if we all just really paid attention to who we supporting, things would be different. I think it'd be more of a balance of just different type of music.
because you'll hold the artist accountable.
You hold artists accountable, exactly. So I think to your point, that's how I do it too. Like I be listening to the same fucking 30, 40 songs from
Yeah,
past. Like I
right.
still listen to Tupac.
Right, everybody
Three
got
times
their old
crazy,
school
like,
playlist, and that's why streaming is so beautiful because they gonna keep spinning that song instead of buying it once for $1.
Right.
You can play them over 1,000 times. One person might give you $4-5. It's just so strange.
Yeah, so
No,
that
that's
shit
real,
is
man.
dope, bro.
But yeah, this was dope, bro. Y'all got anything else y'all want to touch on or announce that y'all got coming?
Check out my latest shit called Every Ghetto in Oakland. You feel me? Just a project I put out. It's basically it's abbreviated ego. You feel me? Because I feel like a lot of people, including myself, sometimes you battle with your ego. You know what I'm saying? It's about
Every ghetto in
where,
Oakland.
yeah. So it's like where you was, where we at now, and where we all want to be. So at the end of the day, I feel like that's the main thing. I
You
feel
see
like
what I mean, bro?
where I'm at with
I
it right
didn't know
now is I never feel like I'm gonna be on. I never feel like I'm gonna make it because where I'm at, I'm always gonna want to be somewhere else.
Facts,
That's why I'm-
bro.
that's crazy.
That finish line is gonna. I was
It's not
just
a finish
telling
line.
somebody
It's not
that
a
the other
finish
day.
line.
Never.
Crazy.
It's not a finish
It's
line.
not, bro. It's just another milestone.
Yeah.
Just keep milestones.
I was
keep-
just telling somebody that
It's
the other
not-
day. It's like,
People like, what's your end goal? I'm like, I don't know, because when I get there, I'm gonna want to keep going.
else.
and you know what else I learned, bro? The more relationships I'm getting, and the more I'm getting in these rooms with certain type of people, I'm finding new passions, bro.
Yeah, for
They're
real.
introducing me to shit again, like scheduling a tour. I would have
that's
never, like
dope.
you say,
You
like,
could definitely do that,
Bruh.
bro. We already did it with the hoop shit.
Exactly. So
That's
having
10 out of 10.
conversations with certain people, and then they remind you how easy certain shit is. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, why not give
Right.
that a shot, bro?
Why not, bro?
It ain't nothing to book a flight to something to like
Exactly.
Portland or somebody.
Exactly,
and get a
bro. bro.
Stupid interview with whoever hot in Portland.
Exactly, bro.
You know
Nah, that's a fact.
So that's the same. Yeah. So for me, like you said, King Diamond is out right now, getting these visuals out. But I got a lot of stuff. For me, musically, I know I still have a lot left to prove. I'm continuing to stay consistent, keep dropping, building my catalog, and putting that work in and getting better. That's my focus, for real.
That's what's up, man. Well, I appreciate y'all coming down, man. Once again, we got to do this again, bro.
For sure.
We got to do this again. This was dope, man.
This
was dope, bro.
You got merch for the podcast?
Yeah, I do, man.
I got to get some merch for sure.
For sure. I'm gonna make sure I tap in with y'all for that. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate y'all coming down, man. And like I said, we got to do this again. And I'm gonna make sure I put y'all videos and stuff in here as far as the promo and everything for it.
Hell yeah! Thank you for having us, bro. For real. This is dope.
That's a wrap, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.